Today I'm going to show you how to create a simple yet really effective real estate site with a WordPress. Something similar you see on the screen right now. As you see, I have a bunch of properties here. I can filter them. I can reset the filter. There are badges on the featured image. As you see, there are information with price, address, bedrooms, bathrooms, garages, and location. If I open up the location, it has its own archive. And if I open up the property itself, you'll see the name, badges, address, price, gallery, which opens up in a nice lightbox if needed. And also there are a bunch of information you can use, and you can add the dynamic content in it, as you see on this section here. If you think it's really difficult to accomplish, then you're wrong, because I'm going to show you how easy it is. So if you're interested, then jump in. Now before we start, there is something I will need to address, because otherwise some of you may be disappointed, because you would like me to show you a solution that offers everything for free. But unfortunately, this solution is not totally free. But there is something you need to purchase in order to accomplish all that. And the thing you need to purchase is a Blocksy theme, because most of the heavy lifting is done with help of this theme. So take a look at the description of this video. There is a link to the theme, and there is a nice 10% discount coupon for you. Personal, professional, or agency or lifetime deal pricing is very reasonable, and you will get the 10% discount with the coupon I showed you a couple of seconds ago. So at least this one you need to purchase. Along the way, I'm gonna show you a couple of options more, and you can decide whether to purchase those also or not, but you need this theme in order to accomplish something similar I showed you in the introduction. Now, when this is out of the way, let's start building the site. So first things first, we need to create a custom post type called properties, and we have two options for that. First option, you go to the plugins, add new, and search for custom post type UI, this one here. Install and activate it, and this allows you to add the custom post types, but you need to keep this plugin activated, otherwise if you deactivate it, it's not gonna work. I don't like extra plugins on my site, especially if the solution can be done with a couple of lines of code. Therefore, I'm gonna create a custom post type with the help of code snippets. That means search for code snippets plugin, install and activate it. Now go to the snippets and add new. Next, go to this site here, generatewp.com. Choose post type generator, and we're gonna generate the custom post type. So under the general function name, if you need to change it, then do it. For example, custom post properties, child themes no, text domain, leave it as it is. Post type key, properties, name property, and plural properties. Hierarchical, no like posts or yes like pages. I'm gonna leave it at like posts. Link to taxonomies, put here property, category, and property tags. Under the labels, add the menu names. Under the options, select the ones you need the custom post type to support. Under the visibility, you can change the position in the sidebar. I'm gonna leave it below post, but you can change it here. Under a query, there is nothing to configure. Permalinks, nothing to configure. Also nothing to configure here. REST API, choose yes, because it allows you to use Gutenberg. Now update code. Grab this code here. Now go to snippets, add new, paste this snippet here, give it the title, properties, custom post type, for example, save changes and activate, and there is properties here. As you see, all items, and add new. Next, we're going to add some custom taxonomies to it. And this means we're going to go back to the generate WP, go to the home page, and this time we're going to select taxonomy generator. Under the general function name, for example, property category, taxonomy, once again, property category, taxonomy name is category, and plural is categories. Now important part, we need to link the post type we created before with a taxonomy here. Since our post type is properties, we're gonna add this one here. And it's hierarchical like categories. Once again, labels. Under the visibility, something permalinks, nothing to configure, capabilities, nothing to configure, REST API. Once again, show in REST is yes. Update the code. Grab the code, go to snippets, add new, paste the code, give it a name, for example, property category taxonomy, save changes and activate. And as you see, we have categories here. Now I'm gonna create another taxonomy, and this time it's called property types. I'm gonna use the same method, but I'm just gonna open up general, leave all the settings here. Property size here, change labels. Also taxonomy name here and here. All other settings will be the same. I'm gonna update the code, grab it here, go back to the snippets, add new, paste the code and give it a name, save changes and activate. And as you see, we already have property sizes here. Now I'm gonna pause for a minute because I'm gonna create 3 more taxonomies, and these taxonomies are locations, bedrooms and garages. And it took me approximately 2 minutes to add additional taxonomies. This way you can create as many taxonomies as you like, even tags if you like, but at the moment I'm not gonna do it. And I'm gonna add a custom fields plugin. I'm gonna go to the plugins, add new, search for advanced custom fields. Depending on your product, you may need it or may not need it, but in this project I'm gonna use it, so I'm gonna install this plugin here and activate it. Now I'm gonna go to the custom fields, add new, and I'm gonna give it a group title, property fields. I need a couple of custom fields. Before I add those, I'm gonna choose post type is equal to property, style is standard, position normal after content, label placement left aligned, instructions and so on. I can choose whatever I would like to hide here. I'm gonna add a field. I'm gonna give it a title, price. It's gonna be a text field. Nothing to configure here. Therefore, I'm gonna add another field. It's gonna be address. Also nothing to configure here. Next field, square feet. And this is gonna be a number field. Next field is year built. It's gonna be a number field. Next one is bathrooms. Also a number field. Next field is gonna be optional. I'm gonna show you later what I mean by that, but I'm gonna name it as bedrooms. It's also a number field. Next one is garages, number field, and garage size, number field. So everything is done. I'm gonna publish it. Gonna go back to the properties, all items, nothing there. I'm gonna add new. And as you see, we have a title here, price, address, and all the custom fields down below here. We have a categories, property sizes, locations, and so on. So let's add some categories. I'm gonna leave it here. Categories featured, for sale, and for rent, for example. As I see, I have renamed wrongly the property sizes, therefore I'm gonna go back to the snippets, open up property sizes. Here it should be a property type. I'm just gonna rename those here. And I'm gonna rename this part here and this part here. So after that I'm gonna save it, and as you see I have property types here. So what kind of property types do we have? We have office, shop, apartment, condo, house, studio, villa, and so on. You can add as many as you like here. Next one, locations. Let's add some locations here. For example, London, Leeds, Newcastle, Manchester, Liverpool, and so on. I'm just adding the cities I know that have some kind of football clubs. You can add whatever locations you like. And you can choose the parent items. For example, Liverpool, you can add some custom location for the Liverpool, and as you see it's here. I'm gonna delete it at the moment. So next one, bedrooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Garages, same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So most of the homework is done. Now let's add a listing here. So let's give it a title, for example, 2-bedroom apartment. Price, for example, 145,000. Address, King Street 23. It has 1300 square feet. It's built 2010. It has 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, and there is no garage size over there. Next one, category, it is for sale. Property type, it's apartment. Location, London. Bedrooms, once again I'm gonna choose 2 because I need this one later for a filter, and no garages here. Featured image, I'm gonna upload this one also. I'm gonna upload a bunch of images here, and I'm gonna choose this one as a featured image. Here goes my description, and now there is a question where to add the gallery. You can use a gallery block from Gothenburg, but I don't like it, therefore I'm gonna show you a bit better option. But this time I'm gonna publish it, and I'm gonna go back to the plugins, add new, and now I'm gonna search for cadence blocks. Once again, this is optional. You can use whatever gallery plugin you would like to use, but I'm gonna use cadence blocks because I'm gonna use it later for customizing some layouts here. This one here. So install and activate. Under the settings, cadence blocks, you can choose what kind of blocks you would like to be activated. I'm not gonna use a form block. I'm gonna deactivate, for example. So back to properties. I'm gonna open up this one here, and I'm gonna search for advanced gallery, this one here. So under the media library, I'm gonna choose the images I would like to use, create a new gallery, insert it. I'm gonna choose slider layout, for example. These 2 are for Pro version. I'm gonna show you later what is Pro version and what you can do with it. Next one, image ratio. I would like it to be 16:9. Link settings, I'm gonna link it to media file and open up with a lightbox. Update, and now if I open it up, as you see, page not found, and it's because I did not resave the permalinks. What I mean by that is every time you add a custom post type or taxonomy, you would need to go to the settings, permalinks, and save it. And now if I refresh it, as you see, it's here. Doesn't look any good, but don't worry, we're gonna fix it later. Also, as you see, it doesn't output any custom fields here. Now I'm gonna pause for a minute, and I'm gonna enter approximately 12 properties so we could see how does it look like. Now I added 9 different properties here, as you see: houses, offices, studios, and apartments. In London, Liverpool, basically in every city, bedrooms, garages, and so on. Now there is nothing for me to add here, therefore I'm gonna add a theme to my site. I'm gonna go to the appearance themes, add new, and search for Blocksy theme. This one here. Install and activate it, and after the activation it asks you to install a companion plugin. Don't do that because, as I said before, you would need to purchase a premium version. Choose the one you like here, either personal, professional, or lifetime annual. Use my 10% discount coupon. Download the plugin. Now go to the plugins, add new, upload the plugin, install it, and activate it. And after that you'll see that you have a Blocksy content blocks and account here. Go to the Blocksy, extensions, Pro extensions, and activate post types extra here. And also you can activate the advanced menu here. In this video I'm not going to show you how to configure the theme or how to customize the theme. I already have made an in-depth video about it. Take a look at the description of this video, there is a link to it. Also I have made an overview what all those extensions are offering for you. Also take a look at the description of this video, I'm going to put the link to it. And now if all this is done, I'm going to go to the appearance menus and I'm going to add my properties to the menus. I have main menu here, I'm going to select it. I'm going to grab this URL here, choose custom links, paste it here, give it the title properties, add to menu, and add it here. Save menu, refresh the page, it's here, I'm going to open it up, and as you see this is my current layout here. Now I'm going to open up the customizer and I'm going to start customizing it. There is a properties post types here. Open it up and customize it as you like. I'm going to show how I am going to do it. I like the 3-column layout, therefore it's going to be like this. Under the card options, I'm going to drag the featured image up. Next there is going to be a title. I'm not going to show any excerpt. I'm going to disable one of the post metas here. And the other one, I'm gonna drag it up here. What I'm gonna show up over there, I'm gonna disable the published date and author and comments, but I'm gonna activate the taxonomies. And taxonomies is categories, as you see for sale here. I'm gonna choose it as to be label. I'm gonna delete this in label here, and it's gonna be a button style. This one here, for sale, featured for sale, and so on. Now I'm gonna need to move it on top of the image, so I'm gonna go to the additional CSS for a bit, and I'm gonna paste this snippet here. Take a look at the description of this video. I'm gonna put this snippet over there. Now I'm gonna change the colors. For example, I'm gonna open up the colors and my main color is gonna be orange one. Well, much better. Next I'm gonna open up general buttons, design. Font color is gonna be black. Now I would like to change the color of this featured label here. Therefore I'm gonna go back to the additional CSS. I'm gonna make a right click. Take a look what is the term ID for this category here. As you see it's 76 here. So I'm gonna close it down and paste this one here and add my term number here. And the other one is orange one. Okay, almost there with that one. Therefore back to the properties. As you see there is archives properties. I'm gonna disable the title here. Now I'm going to open up the card options once again, and now I'm going to add ACF field here. Drag it below the title, and I'm going to choose the price field here. Before I'm going to add price, after I'm going to add a euro sign. Now I'm going to clone this one here. Drag it down below. And this time I'm gonna add the address field. I'm not gonna add any before or after text. It's gonna be over there. Next, I'm gonna activate the post meta field over here, and I'm gonna drag taxonomies up here. I'm gonna show bedrooms. Item style is gonna be icon. Next, I'm gonna drag ACF field up here, activate it, and now I'm gonna choose bedrooms. And this information comes from this field here. I can either use ACF for it or taxonomy, but at the moment I can't change the icon for the taxonomy, but I can choose the icon for the ACF field. Therefore, I'm gonna choose the bed icon here. Next, I'm gonna duplicate it, drag it up here. I'm gonna choose bathrooms. For an icon, it's bath, and for a custom field, it's bathrooms. I'm gonna clone it once again, drag it up here, and this time I'm gonna choose garages and search for car icon. Good. Now I'm gonna go to the design. Title font is gonna be default family, 20 pixels. Meta font is gonna be 14 pixels for me. It makes those icons here bigger, and it's gonna be semi-bold. I don't like those slashes over here, therefore I'm gonna open up the post meta down below, and items divider I'm gonna set it to none. This one here. Now I'm gonna change this price here. I'm gonna open up the design once again, ACF field 1 font. It's gonna be 20 pixels and semi-bold. Maybe even 18 pixels, a bit smaller. Yeah, a bit better. Now the ACF field font 2 is for address. I can change this one also here. And let's make the meta font also 15 pixels. Oh, much better. There is one thing I would like to add over here also, and I'm gonna change this number 6 here. As you remember, it was a bedrooms here. I'm gonna choose locations instead. So, Newcastle, Manchester, and so on. And as you saw, it wasn't so difficult to accomplish, and therefore let's move to the single properties. I'm gonna open up the properties once again, single properties. I'm gonna add a sidebar over here. Now I'm gonna back to the sidebar options, select this type 4 here, contact information. Later I'm gonna change and add a contact form also over here. Now back to the properties. Single property, and let's start with the property title. I'm gonna choose type 2. Now I'm gonna scroll down, and container background image is gonna be a featured image. I'm gonna add the parallax effect here. I'm gonna disable excerpt. Under the design, I'm gonna add the image overlay color, a bit transparent one here. Next, title font is gonna be white, and it's gonna be 46 pixels and bold. Meta font color is also white. It's gonna be 17 pixels. Now I'm gonna go back here under the post meta. I'm gonna disable author, published, comments. I'm gonna use only taxonomies. And it's gonna be categories for sale over here, as you see. And style is button. Next, I'm gonna activate this ACF field here. And I'm gonna show the address. I'm not gonna activate a label. I'm gonna add the before label address here. Now I'm gonna clone this item, open it up and select price this time. I'm not gonna select label, but I'm gonna add the price as before text and euro sign as after text. Now back to the design. ACF field 1, text color white, font size 23 pixels, semi-bold, ACF field 2, this is for price here. I'm gonna open it up and it's gonna be 30 pixels. And the weight is gonna be bold, color white. I can change the font family if I like, for example, Rubik. And there it is. With a couple of clicks I added the featured image and all the basic information in the title. Now let's tweak it a bit more. I'm gonna go back to the general over here. And there are some options you can activate, for example, shear box. If you activate it, it's gonna appear down below here. Post navigation, it's gonna show the previous or next property you have over there. And you can also activate the related posts. It's gonna be down here. I can tweak it a bit. Container background, for example, F9, F9, F9. But unfortunately at the moment there is no way for me to add the custom information we added to the cards before, therefore I'm not gonna activate the related posts. Also I'm gonna disable the comments. If I activate the featured image, it's gonna appear up here, but since I'm using the galleries, as I showed you before, I'm not gonna activate it. There is a featured image up here. Now it seems to me that there is nothing for me to configure over here. I'm gonna publish it. And now let's output the advanced custom fields information inside the single posts. And I'm gonna show you 3 different ways how to do that. First one, I'm gonna go to the Blocksy content blocks, add a content block, give it a name, ACF information, create content block. I'm gonna add a row here. I'm gonna select 2-row layout. Now I'm gonna add a shortcode block over here and paste this one, ACF field shortcode. So go to the custom fields and you'll see what you should add over here. If you would like to add the price, then copy this one. Year built is this one here. As you see, ACF field, year built. The shortcodes are working only, pay attention, only with number fields and text fields. So if you use any other fields, for example image, then it's not going to work. Just to demonstrate how does it work, I'm going to add 2 random fields, for example bedrooms and year built. Now I'm going to open up the Blocksy settings. I'm going to select the location. I'm going to add a bottom content position 1 here and display conditions properties single. You can see all the conditions here. Now I'm going to update it, and when I open up my property over here, then as you see, this is a year built, this is a bedrooms. I can add text here, year built and bedrooms, update, refresh, and there it is. I don't like this option very much because it's not as intuitive to use as I would like it to be. Therefore, I'm gonna show you another option. And this time I'm gonna purchase a Cadence Blocksy Pro plugin. Currently it's for $69. If you take a look at the description of this video, there is a link to it with a coupon code. It's gonna give you a 10% discount. Why I'm gonna purchase this one? Because it allows me to add a dynamic content that is ACF field with a Cadence blocks. So I'm gonna go back to the plugins, add new, upload the plugin, install it, activate it, and now I'm gonna go back to the content blocks, open up this ACF information I created earlier. I'm gonna remove the block. Now how does it work? I'm gonna add the row here, row layout. I'm gonna add 5 columns. I'm gonna add the icon list item here. I'm gonna choose a bedroom icon. Next one, I'm gonna click on this dynamic content icon. I'm gonna choose post custom field, content source, current post, field is gonna be bedrooms. Under the advanced, fallback content is not applicable, add dynamic content, And now I'm gonna add text here, bedrooms. I'm gonna align it to center, and I'm gonna align this one to center. Now I'm gonna pause the video for a second, and I'm gonna create all other ones in the same way, and let's see what happened. So it's done. It took me approximately 2 or 3 minutes. Bedrooms, bathrooms, square feet, garage, year built, all the information. If I open it up, it appears here. I can customize it as I like, add a background to it or whatever I would like to add it. In the same way, I can show the information in other way, garage size, bedroom size, and so on. And I can customize, for example, garage size. I can add square feet as a suffix here. And now if I update it and refresh it, as you see, this content is down below here. I can customize it as I like. There is also a third way how to do that. And you can do that without custom fields, for example. I'm going to open up this item here. So I added a gallery and text. Let's imagine that I don't have any custom fields here. What I can do here is I can add a row, 2 columns. I'm going to add icon list. And let's imagine that it's a features list. So I'm going to create a list here, add a title up here, update it, and let's see how does it look like. There it is. Now what I'm going to do is, since I'm the lazy one and I don't like redo everything every time, therefore I'm going to select all the blocks here. Now I'm going to group them. And now I'm going to add them to reusable blocks. Save it. Now I'm going to convert this back to a regular block. And now I'm going to add a new item here. 2-bedroom apartment. I'm going to search for reusable block. I created property group, this one here. I'm going to convert it to regular blocks. Now I'm going to change gallery images, delete old ones, add this one as a featured one, and boom. Earlier I showed you that Cadence Blocks has a Pro version, and this Pro version has 2 additional layouts for the galleries. So I'm going to choose this one down bottom with the thumbnails. I can change this text here, I can change features. I don't have to use the custom fields if I don't want to. But if I don't do that, then pay attention that I can't output them also over here. But it allows you to decide whether to use first, second, or third option. Now back to the property itself. It's in Manchester, it's for sale, it's apartment, no garages, and featured image is this one. Set, publish, refresh, and there you go. Now as you saw, I did not use the custom fields and there is a gap over here. Therefore I would like to put the price, address, and all other details. And if I update and refresh it, then there it is also. Since I'm already using the Blocksy theme, then I can output it here. But as you saw, if you have a tight budget and you would not like to buy the Cadence blocks, then this is a workaround for you. Now let's add a filter up here. And in order to do so, I'm going to go to the plugins, add new, and search for filter everything. This one here. WooCommerce product and WordPress filter. Install it. I don't have any WooCommerce installed, so don't worry about it. Install and activate it. Now go to filters, settings. There are a couple of things for us to configure here. First, I'm gonna select those 2 options. That is, it will collapse the widget and shows a filters opening button, and it tries to move the sidebar on mobile devices. Next one, I'm disabling the debugging messages. If you want to use the Ajax, then select this one, but it won't work out of the box. Therefore, you have to add this part also here. At the moment I'm gonna deactivate this one and leave this one on. Later I'm gonna show you what will it do. So let's save it. This one has nothing to configure under the experimental. I'm gonna select all those 4. And I'm not gonna select those 2 here. If this is done, then there is nothing else for us to do, but let's create a filter here. Therefore, go to filters, add new, and give it the title, for example, property filters. Select post type as a property, and now let's add filter items. First item is gonna be categories, that is sale or rent as a title, and it's gonna be a drop down. Next one is gonna be a property type, label here, also as a drop down, and same way I'm gonna add locations and bedrooms. Nothing else for me to configure here, therefore I'm gonna publish it. And now I have 2 options how to display it. First option is that I'm going to add it to the sidebar, and in order to do it effectively I'm gonna go to the Blocksy, open up the extensions, and now I'm gonna activate the multiple sidebar extension, which is under the Pro extensions. So let's activate it. Now I'm gonna go to the widgets. I'm gonna create a new sidebar, property filter, create sidebar is here. Now I'm gonna add the display conditions. I'm gonna show it on the property archives, and I'm gonna show it for property categories, and I'm gonna show it for property types, for example. Save settings, and now I'm gonna add a filter widget here. Filter everything filters. Nothing here to configure, so I'm gonna update it. Now I'm gonna go to the customizer, open up the properties, and set it to show the sidebar. Now I'm gonna open up the properties, and let's see how does it look like. And as you see, we have a filter here. Let's test how does it work. So let's select featured, and it opens up. Now if you're satisfied with the sidebar filter, then you can skip this next part. I don't like this one because I don't like sidebars. Therefore I'm gonna go back to the customizer, open up properties, and I'm gonna disable the sidebar, and I'm gonna add this filter on top of the archive loop here. And in order to do so, I have to add a snippet. I'm gonna go to the snippets, add new. I'm gonna give it the title, filter sidebar. Now I'm gonna paste this code here. Couple of explanations. First, name of the sidebar and description. And this piece of code adds this filter on top of this archive loop here. Now pay attention though that there are some things you would need to add. Here goes the name of your custom post type. For example, for me it's properties. Therefore properties goes here. Next one, I'm gonna show it also with a location taxonomy. Therefore inside this goes property location. How do you know what to add over there? Open up the location and you see this is the part. I'm gonna show it also for the categories. That means for this taxonomy here, property category. If there is any other taxonomy you would like to use, then just copy this part until here, leave the last bracket out, copy it, and paste it here, and rename this taxonomy name. So pay attention to that. Now I'm gonna run snippet everywhere, save changes and activate. And now let's add the widget over there. I'm gonna go to the back to the widgets here. Now I have a property filter widget area up here. I'm gonna add the filter everything filters up here once again. I'm gonna save it. Now let's refresh it. And there you go. But as you see, it takes so much space. Therefore, I'm gonna go to the customizer, open up the additional CSS, and paste this part here. this will align. And it works also for the mobiles and tablets. And as you see, I have a filters up here for the mobile. I can select whatever I would like to select. And boom, it works like a charm. Also for the iPad, it shows up here the selected options. I can reset them or delete them. Now let's take a look at the Ajax here. If you would like to use the Ajax, then activate this part and copy these IDs and classes here. Now let's save it. Let's refresh it and let's see how does it work. If I select this one, as you see, it opens up a bit differently than before. But I would not like to use it, therefore I'm gonna disable it. It's more bulletproof this way, because without Ajax it also works well. Next, let's talk about another kind of filter you can create here. Maybe you find this type of filter a bit too fancy for you, and if you do so, then go to Customizer and let's see what kind of filter Blocksy offers us. Once again, open up Properties, scroll down and activate the Post filter here. If you do so, it activates this kind of filter up here. You can customize it. First, whether it's type 1 or type 2. Second, filtering behavior, instant reload or page reload. Filter source, it takes the information from the taxonomies. So we have categories, locations, bedrooms, and so on. I find the property types the most useful for this site, therefore I'm gonna leave this one on. Horizontal spacing, for example 100 pixels or 10 pixels. Vertical spacing, bottom spacing, alignment, and the visibility, whether you would like to show them on desktops, tablets or mobiles. And under the design you can customize it, for example 125 pixels of padding here or there. I'm gonna leave it to 25. Border radius maybe 150 or 50. And if you publish it and go to the site itself, then it works in a really simple way. Just click on it and it instantly reloads your objects. At the moment I'm not gonna use this filter here, therefore I'm gonna deactivate it. And I'm gonna talk about how to add a reset button here. Now, as you see, for the desktop I don't have any reset button here, although I have the mobiles and tablets. It's a bit a hacky way, but still, I'm gonna go to the widgets. You don't have to do that if you don't want. I'm gonna just add a button here. I'm gonna align it to right, give it the title reset. I'm gonna link it to the properties site. Text color is gonna be white. Background is gonna be red. No border. And for the hovering, text is gonna be black. Background is gonna be orange. And if I update it and go to the properties site, then there it is. I would need to move it a bit up. It's easy to do. I'm just gonna go to the container margin, top margin -30, for example. Update it, refresh it, and there it is. I can make it smaller, font size 13, button size S, update, refresh, and there you go. Now I'm gonna give it a class, reset button, update. Next I'm gonna go to the customizer and paste this piece of CSS over there. What will it do? If I open up the site with a tablet or mobile, then there is no reset button, it's only shown for desktop. So far so good. Couple of last things for us to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna create a home page with a archive listings. It's easy to do. Just go to the pages, add new, give it a title, for example, home. Next, let's add a row here. Since I'm using the cadence block, I'm gonna select the row and design a library. Now I'm gonna choose hero over here. I'm gonna choose this one. I'm gonna set it to full width. I'm gonna change the title. Next I'm gonna open up Blocksy settings, disable title and top vertical spacing. As you see, I have a menu up here. I would like this image to be behind the menu navigation. Therefore, I'm going to open up this row and set the margin to -30 pixels. Next, I'm going to add a shortcode here. And the shortcode is this one. Pay attention that you would need to add your custom post type name here. It's properties. I'm going to show 6 posts and I will have a pagination here. If everything is done, I'm gonna publish it and let's see the page itself. Well, there it is. 6 posts and pagination. Although there is no filter here, I can't add the filter in a similar way I did it before because it's not working anywhere else but the custom post site itself. But there is an easy fix. For example, if I would like to add my property site as a front page, then I'm gonna go to the snippets. I'm gonna add new, give it the title, custom post type as a front page, paste this snippet here. Run snippet everywhere, save changes and activate. And now if I go to the home site, as you see, this is my home site. Now how can I get this nice hero image here? Well, I'm gonna go to the content blocks, create a new block, add the image, select conditions, header after, and include property archive. Publish, refresh, and there you go. This is my home page. Now it seems to me that this reset button is a bit too close to this area, therefore I'm gonna go to the widgets, select my button, container margin, bottom 30 pixels, update, refresh, and much better. Now you don't have to worry because this edit filter set is not visible for the logged out users. Let's test it if you don't believe me. And it's not there. Last thing to do, let's add a contact form here. I'm using the Fluent Forms. And it's just a regular form. But as you see, I have 2 hidden fields for post title and post name. Those are hidden fields. If someone sends me an email from this Conto site, I know exactly where this message was sent from. So I'm gonna save it, go back to the widgets, open up my main sidebar, and I'm gonna add the Fluent form over there. Fluent Forms, contact, update, refresh, and there you go. Let's test it. Send, and let's open it up. And as I told you, there is a page title, page URL, and all other messages down here. Really easy to set up, isn't it? Now there is nothing else for us here to do but customize everything as we like. For example, maybe you noticed that in the beginning of this video all the buttons were red, but now they are orange. I have been tweaking this or that here or there, but those are minor tweaks. You can do them by yourself. I don't need to make any additional tutorial about it. Nevertheless, as you saw, it wasn't so difficult to compile all this thing together, and it took us less than 1 hour. If you have any additional question about this or that, then let me know in the comments. Now, if you find this tutorial helpful, then give it a big boop. That means press thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, then subscribe. Take a look at the next video you see on screen right now because it's also full of useful content. And meanwhile, take care.